What is going on, gamers, and welcome back to another Overwatch competitive video. In this video, I'm just going to be showing you guys lots of gameplay footage from my recent experiences in competitive Overwatch. So I've been playing a lot more Overwatch lately. I've been starting to play this a lot more frequently and really starting to get into a good groove with it. I really do love Overwatch. This is a phenomenal game. And I found that in competitive play, I've kind of fallen into a groove playing a lot of Deva. I'd say that she's probably my main anymore. So you see here dropping 53 elims, 32 objective kills. I mean, I'm dropping anywhere between 30 and 60 eliminations a game and doing lots of damage. You end up high in either gold or silver in medals for DPS. When you're playing Deva right, she can really just put out a lot of damage over time. One of the great things about her, she doesn't have to reload. So I know people will ask, well, what's your rank? Where are you at? I'm not the biggest tryhard. Yeah, I haven't played this game religiously, but I'm currently sitting in platinum, just underneath diamond, trying to make the push into diamond. I don't play this a ton competitive. I've just now started to really get into doing it more. So I'm looking forward to pushing into diamond, and once I get there, hopefully establishing a solid team that I'll play with a little bit more regularly so that we can potentially make that push into Masters. So that's where I'm sitting. That's sort of my game plan, and having a lot of fun doing this. I honestly am. I'm learning a lot as I make that climb to Diamond, about things like team comp and the current meta and all that business. Because with Destiny, obviously I play a ton of Destiny. I know all the meta and what's being used and the specific numbers and strategies and characters, all that business. But Overwatch is something I don't play quite as much as Destiny, so I'm not like some giant authority figure here. So what I do is I spend a lot of time watching Overwatch streams and watching Overwatch videos from people who know a lot more than I do, so that I can get in the know and start to kind of grow my understanding of this game. And it's not that it's a particularly complicated game, to be honest. I mean, you find out what the strategies are, and it's all about who can execute them the best. It's not necessarily about being the smartest person. It's just when you get to the point where everyone knows the strats, it's just all about especially when you get up to like Diamond and stuff. People know the strats. It's just who can execute them the best with their team. So so I'm learning a lot as I climb. Like I said, I think I've kind of fallen into a groove with having Deva as my sort of main. Feel free, by the way, in the comment section, I'd love to know, what do you main, if you main anything in comp. What is it that you main and why? What attracts you to that character? I'm the kind of person that I don't enjoy playing characters that I don't feel a connection to. So that's just the way that I am. So I really love Deva. I love everything about her. I love mechs, and I love the way that she plays out. So I have a lot of fun playing her. But I'm learning a lot about her strengths and her weaknesses. I've found just by watching streams and videos and playing that she's fantastic anti-Reinhardt character, because you can whittle down that shield over time pretty consistently, and that's a big deal. Reinhardts tend to get a little jumpy and nervous when their shield is constantly taking damage, and that's one of the things that Deva's really good at. You can also boost through their shield when they're weak, which I do several times in the gameplay in this video, and finish them off from behind. Now, another one of the things that I love, and you see it in the gameplay here about Deva, is that a lot of times you just have to push through these little choke points that are pretty well locked down. And one of the things I like to do is, as Deva, you've got freedom of movement. So I boost around, use my vertical space to get around choke points, and then take aggro off the choke point for my teammates. So you see in this gameplay here, I boosted over the choke point that they had locked down with all their characters. And I come to the point, I can take the Symmetra out, and everyone starts to trickle back to the objective point, as you see in the gameplay. It takes the aggro off the choke point for my teammates so that they can move up, and we get, just in a single push, we get control of this of the payload, and that's just a wonderful thing that you can do as Deva. She has a lot of great strengths that I'm starting to learn and get used to. One of the most annoying strategies to go up against is the pharmacy. And a lot of times you see people running the pharmacy strat. If you're not familiar with the pharmacy, it's basically a strategy where you have a Pharah and a Mercy kind of coupled together, joined together, and flying around the map with damage buffs, and she's constantly doing additional damage with the Mercy, and then when she takes damage, the Mercy's healing her, because the Mercy can stick to her, obviously. So when you're going up against a pharmacy, one of the things I love about Deva is that she can boost up in the air, and this is one of the things I do. I think I do it in the gameplay a couple of times, so I have to keep an eye out for it. But one of the things you can do is you can boost up in the air, and you knock the Pharah away from the Mercy. Now, a good Mercy will obviously be able to reorient herself and catch up, so you have a small window. When you boost up there and you knock the Pharah away, she doesn't have a ton of health. And so you can just, I tend to boost into her to cause damage, follow it up with a melee while I'm stuck to her in the air, and then follow that up with just consistent shots with your primary cannons as Deva, and usually they go down pretty well. Some of them can get away depending on when the last time they used their jump was, their boost. But that's a good way to disrupt the pharmacy. Pharahs in general, Deva is relatively good at taking down, because of your boost ability where you jump up into the air and you can go after them. You can go get them, and that's such a wonderful thing to be able to do, because Pharahs, especially on console, Pharahs can be really, really aggravating to play against. They certainly have counters, but that doesn't mean that they're not frustrating when you're going against a good Pharah. So that's definitely one of the things you can do. Another thing I like about Deva is going up against soldiers and soldier alts is relatively easy. A number of times during our competitive play, during our competitive matches, by the way, sorry if you hear a baby in the background, she's sitting on my lap trying to fall asleep. But anyways, I did this a couple of times during our ranked matches in competitive play, where I would actually just boost into a soldier and kind of knock him off base, and then really go for it in close quarters with them. You know, I tend to boost into them and then melee them immediately after impact. That way they take damage from the boost and damage from the melee, and then mopping them up is with your primary cannons is pretty easy at that point. But you know, a lot of people say, well, just use your defense matrix when soldiers pop their alts, when they pop their tactical visor. The only problem with that that I don't really care for is that good soldiers tend to pop their tactical visor to take down non-tank opponents, because you can get, you know, some nice multi-kills on the squishier damage dealers or healers or defense characters. With the soldier alt, it does short work on those people, make short work of them. It's not so much a great skill for taking down the tanks. Most tanks will most tanks have ways of dealing with that. They'll take some of the damage, but the Deva will pop the defense matrix, the Reinhardt will throw up his shield. They have ways of dealing with it. So most soldiers are going to use their tactical visor to take down your healers and damage dealers anyway. So the thing that I like about boosting into them when they pop their ult is that you force them to deal with you first. And usually you can take them down before, if you're good as a Deva, you can take a soldier, an alting soldier, down before he can take you down. And what's great about that is you took aggro, you kept your teammates alive, and that's a huge, huge deal in a competitive play, because if he gets one or two picks, oftentimes that's an opportunity for the rest of their team to push up. You see here in this gameplay, just boosting up and up in this guy's face, and it actually forces him to run away and kind of take a different approach. He does manage to jump off the ledge and take out our Mercy, but it saves us from a multi-kill, and he knows he has to bug out or die, and I left him with barely any health, so he was an easy kill just to pursue him down and make it a 1-for-1 trade. So yeah, so I'm really enjoying Deva in competitive play. I've found that it's a 2-tank meta right now. It really is. It's a 2-tank meta. So I've found that going Deva plus a really good Reinhardt is pretty indispensable, and then you want an Ana, because Ana plus 2 tanks is phenomenal, and then you also have another healer on top of that, a Mercy or a Lucio, depending on whether you're on offense or defense. And so yeah, that's sort of the meta that we're in right now, as far as I understand it. It's a 2-tank meta. Some teams even run 3 tanks, depending on the game type. If it's capturing a neutral point, that's not too uncommon. This team in this gameplay right here, they had a Roadhog, a Reinhardt, and a Zarya. So they're a 3 tank on the neutral. When you're contesting a neutral zone, that is pretty common. So, you know, a really good Zarya is terrifying to go against. You know, there's not a lot of characters in the game that I see that I actually get scared of, but Zarya is one of them. When you're going against a really good Zarya, man, they can be pretty terrifying. Most of them I don't really have a problem with engaging in one-on-one combat, but Zaryas that are talented can really be scary on the battlefield. So it's definitely good to target them and take them out as soon as you get the opportunity to do so. So yeah, you see here this team, this is pretty common, the 3 tank, 2 healer setup, and one DPS, 1 assault character. That's pretty common. In fact, at one point, I believe they even switched to a 4 tank at 2 healer setup at one point, which I think is a little bit of a stretch. I don't think you really want to do that. You do need to have some good DPS. But yeah, I've had a lot of trouble with blueberries. You know, that's kind of the issue when I do solo and double queuing, or even going into the team of 4. Some people in I'm looking forward to getting into Diamond, because when you're down in the Platinum, some people just don't know the strats and the team comp that you need. And so, you know, we get 2 tanks and you know, 2 healers or whatever in our group of 4. And you know, we even go into game chat and try and communicate, but they're like, yeah, I'm a really good Hanzo, and the other guy's like, yeah, and I'm really good at Junkrat. And we're like, well, you guys are gonna run 2 defense? We do want to rank up here. This is comp. This isn't quick play. But anyways, it is what it is. It's just the risky run. So, well, I hope that your competitive endeavors are fruitful. I hope that you are ranking up in Overwatch. If you don't have the game, it's certainly worth picking up, I think. I really enjoy it. See here, knocking that soldier right off. Someone had called out that he and the Roadhog were flanking, so I pushed out there and knocked him off. That's one of the great things about Deva. You can knock characters off the map. So, depending on the map, I try to do that a lot. But anyways, yeah, hopefully your competitive endeavors are great. Let me know what rank you are. I'd be interested. You know, I'm really just starting to scratch the surface here. I want to push into Diamond, and then really get established as a team with you know, a few different options for teammates and stuff, and start to make some real pushes for Masters once we get into Diamond and get a team sort of set. But I've had the pleasure of playing with a number of different people sort of along the way, so keep me posted on your status in the comments. Thanks for stopping by, guys. I appreciate y'all. I'll catch you later.